All right, everybody, good afternoon, and welcome in to Stick and Hack Reacts, your weekly look at the PGA, LPGA, and everything golf. I'm Adam Grubb from Stick and Hack. That's Keith Stewart from ESPN Radio. And Read the Line, golf's fastest growing newsletter on betting, and apparently 100%. If you read the line and you bet anything that Keith says, you apparently win thousands of dollars. We'll get more on that in a second. First, though, Keith, happy Valentine's Day to you, sir. I can't think of a better way to celebrate and spend my Valentine's Day than with you, sir.
I wore red for you.
I appreciate that. I did the opposite. All right, so
I'm surprised you knew.
Typically, well, I was texting me earlier this morning, so thank you.
Fair enough.
We typically are all golf here, right? Stick and Hack, and Stick and Hack React specifically. However, we would be remiss if we didn't react to the world's biggest event. That is the Super Bowl, which I'm not even sure if I can say out loud, but I refuse to say the big game. I will get sued before I say the big game. The Super Bowl was last night. It was an incredible game. So many things to react to. We have the game itself, of course. We have the halftime show. We have the ads. We have the pomp and circumstance of the Super Bowl. We have the LA crowd. We have everything that it was last night. Keith, your reaction, sir, to Super Bowl 55 or whatever it may be.
Technically, you said the big game twice, even though you don't like saying that.
I don't. I hate saying the big game, and I won't say the big game. That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's 4 times. Super Bowl 56 for all of you that know more than Adam. All right, Rams 23, Bengals 20. I think it was great. I think it was 2 new franchises that are kind of in the mix there, up and coming. I like to see both those markets kind of be a big part of the football scene. I think that's good for the NFL, and I think it's good for the storylines. Halftime show was better than the game, probably.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Halftime show was amazing, but to say it was better than the game. In years past, I would agree with you that the game has been pretty boring. This was an incredible game. So I think side by side, the game was amazing. The halftime show is amazing if you're over 35 years old and under 70. That was an incredible experience to see those titans of hip hop and R&B on the stage. The game itself, first half, incredible. There was never a time where you were comfortable watching that game. So I will disagree with you first and foremost on that.
All right. Well,
I can see that affects you zero.
I mean, I call it what it is. All right. So you mean to tell me that that's a better game than the Rams Buccaneers game that came down to the final seconds and the field goal, the last play of the game? I mean, it didn't come down to the last play of the game. You know, if Cooper Kupp had caught that ball on the final play of the game like Santonio Holmes did so many years ago, or how about the playoff game between the Bills and the Chiefs? You know, at the end of the day, if you're looking for a great game in the big game, Adam, right? To me, I enjoyed Eminem more.
I will. Okay.
That's where I'm at.
I don't want to go veer off track here. This is why we only stick to golf typically, because at this point I'm enraged. I didn't say that this was the greatest Super Bowl game that's ever been played, and that if you compare it to any other Super Bowl, the other 55 in the history, that this one was the greatest. That's not what I said. What I said was that the game was just as exciting as the halftime show, which in years past could be different. It could be, hey, the halftime show was the best part of the game. That was my point. I was simply disagreeing with you quickly that the halftime show, albeit amazing, the game was just as good, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's move to the halftime show. We know where we're at with that. Incredible. Game, apparently, according to you, was fair. And then the ads. So this is something that we look at all the time. Oh, by the way, the Bengals covered, depending on where you got the line. They covered, and it was the under. So that's 2 for 2 for me yesterday. I won the coin toss as well. And I won a single game parlay on the passing yards for both quarterbacks. So also I won $750 on a square game. So all in all, for me, financially, it came out okay. And I had incredible wings. So react to that.
You know what's interesting?
What?
With all that patting on the back, it's like you're your own Valentine today. Good for you.
Let's talk about the ads. There was a very interesting ad from Coinbase. It was a QR code that just kind of floated around the screen for 30 seconds. There was nothing other than old kind of game Atari music and then the QR code that floated. Did you see that ad, Keith?
I did not.
All right, look it up. You're one of the few that didn't, because it is all of the rage today as far as the ad meter.
Okay.
What's her name? Kendrick. I don't know, the chick from Pitch Perfect. Doesn't matter. Her ad was one of the top ads. Toyota, as well as many of the normal people that are at the top there. But Coinbase coming in for a crypto ad with just a QR code floating in the screen and the little box coming up and down trying to get into the corner was phenomenal. It was great advertising because it took 15, 20 seconds for people like, oh, maybe I should hit this. And then you freak out because you think you're going to lose the QR code. And it took you to a Coinbase cryptocurrency. And a majority of America was like, oh, that sucks. But for those that want to get in crypto, you get free crypto within 48 hours. That was the ad. I thought it was brilliant.
I like Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick, thank you. Your reaction to that ad, sir?
Which one? The Toyota with her or the Coinbase one?
All right.
I like the Larry David one. My favorite ad was the
Yeah.
Alexa reading your mind. I thought that one was really well done.
That was well done as well.
Yeah.
All right, we are illuminating why we stick to golf here. So let's move to golf. Reaction number 2, sir. The Waste Management Open, golf's biggest party, was this weekend, and it did not disappoint. A full spectator crowd was there on hand. 16 was electric as normal. Hole-in-ones, beer flying onto the course. The purists going, what the hell is happening to golf? Get these hooligans off the course. You had another first-time winner. You had a 3-hole playoff that led right into the Super Bowl, so you had to make a decision where you were going. I mean, if you don't like theater, then you don't like golf. Nope, that's not right. If you don't like golf, you don't like theater. Doesn't matter. Your reaction, Waste Management Open.
2 big thumbs up for the WM Phoenix Open. And it's going to create a lot of stir. There's no doubt about that. First time, we've had 3 first-time winners in a row since 2019. So you're looking at Luke List and Tom Hoagie and now Scotty Scheffler. So that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll get a 4th one this week at the Genesis. You never know. But the overall, with all the fans being there, and I hope the purists just realize it's just 1 week a year.
Right.
I don't think that Harry Higgs is going to rip his shirt off at Augusta National, right? So for 1 week a year, we can have a little bit of fun. I know that people are all bent out of shape for everything from, Cantley's putt bouncing in the air because maybe a beer can made a pitch mark in the green, or people just throwing beer cans on the green for no reason, Thankfully, no one got hurt. But at the same time, if you didn't enjoy that hole-in-one by Sam Ryder on Saturday, then there's definitely something wrong with you. Then you didn't enjoy the halftime show. You didn't enjoy the Super Bowl as much as you did. You don't enjoy competitive theater. It was really good. You look at the emotions of Sahith Theegala afterwards, and
Right.
he thought he hit a good shot on 17. It was a bad bounce. Who knows what happens there? Cantley in the playoff. These 2 guys were just going toe-to-toe, leading us right into the theater of the Super Bowl and the coin toss. It can't get any better. And
No.
next year, the Super Bowl's in Arizona. So, kudos to the WM for bringing back fandom at a total crazy level. But I think that thing is great. I just love it.
I couldn't agree more with you. And you know what I love? I love that the golf is emerging and changing, and that I don't think we need it every week. I do love the chants. I love the 5 a.m. guys in line waiting to get in and just amped up. They're amped up for golf. They're amped up for a show, and I think that 16 is great right there at 16. Right, we don't need to bring that type of golf. And people say, "Oh, this is how golf should always be." It shouldn't. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous statement. However, seeing that happen, that's so good for golf. I think it's so good for just to showcasing a different side of these players too, because it brings out a whole different look and feel for some of these players when they're in that atmosphere. I remember Bubba, Bryson, all those guys years ago. Every time they get in 16, they're saying, "Amp up, let's go." Keep screaming while I'm hitting. And that, with the Ryder Cup and that kind of that fandom, and now this, all within the last several months, I think it's great. But let's that aside, Scheffler winning.
hang on one second,
Yeah,
right? The PGA Tour players are backing up your sentiment, Adam, and mine, okay?
right.
But the strength of field this week was that of like a Memorial or a Genesis, okay? The best players in the world, 6 of the top 10, there was like 17 of the top 30 were there, okay? And they could choose to do a lot of things. I mean, these are the guys that could go to the Super Bowl
Hmm.
or they could just be doing whatever. And you know that a large majority of them are going to play next week in LA at Tiger's event. So the fact that 2 years ago the strength of field there was like 200 points less than it is now tells you that that next generation of golf professional PGA Tour player, JT, Spieth, these guys, Brooks, they want to be there. And it's a perfect pairing with the Super Bowl weekend, with all that's going on in sports and kind of the mayhem that's involved with the Super Bowl and then now with the WM. I mean, I think to the Thunderbirds and the people that everyone that runs that event, they've stayed true to, their kind of ethos of what everything that they do. And I think the players are reacting by showing up. And I think that that's awesome for golf. And I think that that's a point that's really important. It's not just you and I speculating, okay? The best players in the world are showing up on purpose, and you can see what's going on there. It's not this peaceful, tranquil like golf setting, right? There's a tradition that is built there. Everyone knows what it stands for, and the guys are jumping in, and I think that that's great, and I think it proves your point.
So we had a playoff. We had a first time winner. We had a rookie that was coming up, came up a little short. We had a I don't know who's the oh, speaking of Brooks, hold on a second. Brooks was in a commercial yesterday at the Super Bowl. Did you see him? He was part of a commercial.
Yeah, I'm struggling with the blonde hair.
Yeah,
I
90
don't really
percent of
know.
America had no idea that was Brooks, but
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Um, we just had a lot of yet again week after week. Golf is presenting theater. They're presenting challenging
Yeah.
last several holes. They're presenting some excitement. They're presenting great, incredible shots on when they're necessary and when they're needed. And I love seeing first time winners to win that. So your reaction obviously is 2 thumbs up. I don't know what else we say about it, Keith, other than it is yet again proving the PGA at an all time high with their game, with their athletes, and their independent contractors who are out there week after week putting on an incredible show. Um, how's
Well,
that?
all
You
right.
know where I'm going, Keith. You know where I'm going. So
So
why don't we just get to it?
we love the product of the PGA Tour, but it sounds like not everybody does, right?
Yeah,
I know that's
yeah.
where you want to go with this conversation today.
I've been
Because
waiting 13 minutes to get to it, quite frankly.
let's go. I'm not the
Phil
one bringing up commercials. All right. Talking about commercials?
Phil Mickelson, 51 years old, has been on the PGA Tour since he was 17 or 18. He's been a product of the PGA. He came up with Tiger. He has had an incredible success. He's a major winner, just as of last year, the oldest major winner. He has so many amazing things. He has his coffee, his shades, his look, his fitness, his Philness, right?
Huh?
He
I like that.
is at this point sabotaging all of that with a incredibly short-sighted and I think unnecessary tantrum on the PGA as he looks to move to the LVI, the LIV, the Live Entertainment Golf. I got there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving his way there. He said of the PGA in the last 7 days that the PGA Tour has obnoxious greed and that they are doing things in a way that is hindering the players to be their best and to make as much as they can and blah blah blah. And the term obnoxious greed from somebody who takes a jet to Kohl's, and he probably doesn't shop at Kohl's, doesn't matter. He takes a jet wherever he goes, is my
Cool.
point.
All right.
That's where I shop, obviously. Look at this. um, is is preponderous, and not only that, but he is speaking up for all when there isn't anybody else following him except for one guy, and that's Charlie Hoffman, who you have to look up, right? I mean, it's like having your little nephew following you into a fight. Like, get out of here! You're 8 years old. Who cares? You're not going to help. That's where Charlie Hoffman is. He came out with this massive diatribe on Twitter or Instagram about the PGA, and it has caused. And he got last in this over the weekend. He made the cut, but he got last, which is not a great showing. He shot at 95, whatever the hell. So Keith, all of that being said, if you don't know this story, go look it up and try to follow it because it is crazy. You got Chambly coming in hot over the weekend
He's hot.
with a massive take saying you guys are out of your minds. Here's everything the PGA Tour is doing, and I'm not a huge Chambly fan, but he did a great job kind of cutting that pretty quickly.
Ooh.
I don't. Where do we even start, and how do we get this done in the next 3 minutes, Keith?
Man, the Phil thing can't be covered in 3 minutes. But I can tell you this much: Charlie Hoffman, is a. I mean, this guy's a clown. It's unbelievable. He's on the PGA Tour policy board. All right, so he's basically ripping himself. So Charlie Hoffman, I'm done with you. All right. I mean, he
Yeah.
sits. He's a representative of the accountability that he's questioning in that Instagram post. And then for him to throw out and say, "Oh, well, this is why people are jumping to other tours." I don't see every PGA Tour player drinking Phil's coffee. I just don't see it. And at the end of the day, Phil needs to figure out that no matter how hard he tries, he's not Tiger. Right? Now, I'm biased. I'm a Tiger guy, and I always will be, and I always have been. Right? And I'm not necessarily a Phil guy. But come on, man. I mean, where is he going with this? Is this a hot mess? Is this a train wreck? I mean, there's all sorts of things we can use terms we can use to describe this, but I don't see Phil's exit strategy in all this. How he comes out on top. I mean, do you? I just don't see it. And I'm getting bored with it because all of the things that he brought up last week, people have refuted that he's not right.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And, if anybody was going to complain about digital rights, I mean, why wouldn't Michael Jordan complain all these years later? Or LeBron James? I mean, people that would know, Tom Brady, right? Where does Phil get off? I don't know. I think it's kind of sad, really.
I think it's sad when you look at Phil's history on the tour and truly how much he has made, how much he has been given, how much he has acquired because of the sport that he plays in the league that he's in and the association that he's a part of and the tour that he's a part of.
Yeah.
To come out at this stage in his career, I can see this as a 19-year-old rookie coming in and who sees the next Web3 coming up in the next 10 years and saying, "Hey, I want rights to this stuff because I know what this is going to be like and what's going to happen." Phil is at the tail end of this incredible career that he is tarnishing his own name to a degree because of this point where and I'm gonna go back to Charlie because his last bit he was complaining about a rule which I understand that it's BS it's completely ridiculous that the ball can move whenever the hell it wants and you're penalized. I agree with that 100%. And if I was playing on a weekend, I wouldn't count it on myself. I don't care who you are. If you're playing with your buddies, that's not happening. No, move it back, right? In this sport, that happens. But in the PGA, that's a rule. He had to follow it. It is ridiculous. But at the end, it was almost like when you're fighting with your wife and you just throw something out ridiculous at the end as you're walking down the hallway trying to get that last jab in. It doesn't make any sense. It had nothing to do with the fight, had nothing to do with the argument. And you're like, oh, and another thing. That was what that was. It was preposterous and ridiculous. And he put himself into a ring that he wasn't even asked to be in. Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody's asking Charlie Hoffman, "Hey, come with us. Come with us."
I like the couples fight analogy on Valentine's Day. It's well done. It's well done. I mean, I don't know, man. Charlie Hoffman, his nickname is the Seagull. I mean, go look it up. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, I'm just more concerned with the Phil thing. I mean, when you really think about it, at 50 years old, when he won the PGA, that was the pinnacle of his career. There was never a moment. It wasn't the jump at Augusta when he won his first major. Is this time, him at 50 years old, setting that record and being on social media and being such a beloved character in the golf and in sporting landscape. And now to see, 6-8 months later, what's going on? It's just, I would imagine most tournaments don't even want him there right now because it's awkward.
It is awkward. And It's frustrating because I was very excited about this, and I have been for months about an opportunity for something new and something different. And I like those things. I like the build. I like
Yeah.
to see somebody come in and be like, hey, maybe we can do it a different way. But it has turned itself quickly on money, and about something that most golf fans don't really care about. What they care about is a playoff, is a new winner, is a theater, is beer cans coming onto the course. They care about the Masters. They care about the Open. They care about the majors.
Yep.
They don't care about this anymore, and it's too bad because it could be awesome if it's done right, and it's being bastardized and completely moved to the side rails of weirdness. And I don't know what else to say other than that. It's frustrating. Let's talk about commercials. All right, he's Keith Stewart. I'm Adam Grubb. I'm fit to be tied today on Valentine's Day, which is going to put my Valentine's dinner into shambles. But I'll see if I can get out of the mood that I'm now in. Keith, happy Valentine's Day to you, sir. Great to see you. Great show. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to next week when we hopefully have some tamer topics to discuss, because I am boiling at this point. I'm Adam Grubb with Stick and Hack. It's Keith Stewart from ESPN Radio and Read the Line. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Godspeed and good luck to you.